mean, we're in Pennsylvania, so obviously we got our eyes closely fixated on like Penn State, Pitt, and that. But like, this is happening all around the country,
Let, let's
and
let's shift down to LSU. LSU,
yeah,
right? I mean,
falling apart at the
LSU.
seams.
I mean, look. It goes from dumb to dumber.
Yeah.
The head coach Kelly. They paid him $10 million. They wrote him and the Penn State coach out. They wrote him out close to $100 million in checks. So the Penn State alumni just donated 50 million, close to 50 million, and so did LSU to two dorky coaches that never played at a high level in their lives. And who's paying for it? LSU's got like 300. They're a huge alumni. They got all kind of money. They're putting it out. But how about the two coaches? Let's talk about, since we're on the football. We're gonna shift
LSU's involving the governor down there. They're bringing in the big guns.
Listen. You talk about dumb and dumber. So let's talk about LSU since we're on the subject. So the head coach was dumb. The assistant coach is dumber. They're in a game with Alabama, right? Alabama is like Ohio State. Okay, there's very few schools out there that have won national championships, decades and decades level. And decades, right? So those two are like down south Alabama, right? Up north Ohio State. So LSU's playing Alabama. They're in the game. They lost their head coach. They're in an uproar. Things are rough. But they got this studly quarterback. I like the kid. He's got guts, right? And in the second half, they're in the game, and the LSU head coach, you talk about dumb and dumber, takes the starting quarterback on the game and puts in a guy. Look, and look, the kid seemed like he was okay, but do you know who you're putting him in against? You don't start a guy in a game halfway through playing Alabama. Like, hello, like how you talk about dumb and dumber? Okay, so the LSU powers that be didn't only hire an idiot in Kelly, a crook in Kelly, a backstabber in Kelly. His assistant coach is just as bad. What is he doing? What in God's name is he doing, Andrew? Think about that. Not only did he kill the team, he killed the kid that he put in the game. Like, how are you going to put a kid in blind against one of the top schools in the country and expect him to do anything? You hear what I'm saying to you? So what he did, when there's a fire going, he threw gasoline. He threw gasoline in the fire.